But looking back at that regular season, I want you to give me a team and a player that, from a fan, a hardcore NFL observer, or a bettor, that were disappointing for you during the 2023 regular season.
Yeah, let's start with as a bettor. I had some positions on Aaron Rodgers for MVP. How bad does that look right now? and not only that, I thought the Jets could actually contend for the AFC East, and that defense was just so good. They had offensive and defensive rookie of the years on that team. There was just, I love Robert Saleh. I had so much hope for the Jets, and so that one was pretty tough. Another one, I mean, how about the Bengals? I think when a lot of people were projecting their playoff teams for this year in the preseason, the Bengals were like a lock. It was like, oh yeah, got to pencil the Bengals in. And obviously, losing Burrow hurts them tremendously. They had some other injuries and some other issues on that team. But why was the defense so bad in Cincinnati? I mean, that was problematic as well. Lou Anarumo, he was a guy that people were looking at as a head coaching candidate last year because that defense looked so good. And this year, the defense in certain games was really, really bad. So got to throw the Bengals on that disappointing list too.
Yeah, I'll add Washington. I mean, I was hyped about Howell. I was hyped about them adding Bieniemy to the mix. McLaurin, Dotson, and Samuel at wide receiver. I thought this was going to be a fun, exciting team on the rise. And I mean, after that 2-0 start, we sort of thought that they were there. But then the wheels fell off real quick. I remember that Week 3 game against Buffalo, and that's the Washington that we got. I mean, they got hammered, and the rest of the season was a wrap after that. And then disappointing.
I would say the Chargers, but we're used to them being disappointing, aren't we?
Well, we are, and that brings me to my disappointing player. I'm gonna talk about Quentin Johnston here. This was the second receiver, I believe, drafted off the board in 2023. Goes to a team ready-made on offense, a sort of borderline, if not elite, quarterback there under center. 38 catches, 430 yards, I think, on the season, and a pair of touchdowns, but some awful drops. So I'll toss his name out there for most disappointing player. And I know it's a rookie, so rookie campaign, sure, but as number 2 off the board there at that position, kind of a tough go for him.
No, I agree. And I actually liked him for Rookie of the Year candidate just because of what you said of that position that he was in. He had a couple really good wide receivers ahead of him that he could learn from, but they were also hurt all the time. And so you're like, oh, there's a path for this guy to be Rookie of the Year. And his season couldn't have gone much worse. That's a really good one.